before everyone starts, you know, texting and, you know, the day gets started. I think it's awesome. It's just that discipline of getting your butt in bed early. You know what I mean? Because
well, when you have a job, that's a different story.
it is, yeah, it's true. All right, guys, so we are going to start filming here in a second, and we're passing around this mist, you guys. This has spearmint in it, which acts like peppermint as far as if you're getting like, you know, a hot flash or anything like that. And actually, it wasn't even just a hot flash. It's pretty hot outside today. When I walked out to the car, I was like, Jesus, it's really hot.
It's not just a hot
yeah, it wasn't just that. You're not alone. We're all getting hot flashes. All right, cool. We're moving through a technology block. I can feel it. I can feel it. All right, guys. So, welcome. So, and are we live? Yeah. Awesome. So, hello everybody, and hello everybody. I obviously know a lot of people here, but for those of you who do not know me, my name is Heather, and I am a certified yoga teacher. I actually first started teaching here, and now I have my own space. So I'm so grateful for this space. It's been a really incredible place for me just to grow and develop. I'm also a skincare expert and then also a wellness coach. So I have a company called True Beauty Movement. It's all about empowering women on the inside and out. So I have a blog where I share different tips and things like that. So doTERRA essential oils is really my passion as far as it really incorporates into everything that I do, whether it's skincare, you know, natural skincare, whether it's yoga and, you know, assisting my clients with like spiritual alignment and things like that, whether it's something, you know, physical, mental, social, spiritual, emotional. So that's where I've just been obsessed with these oils because I use them with my clients to really help them with any ailment that's going on with them. So I'm going to go into a second, you know, really my passion with the hormonal balance with the essential oils. But I do want to start with my skincare story just because that's where I started with the essential oils and it really got me into the whole hormone side of things. So I started with, I always had acne when I was younger. I was always very breakout prone. I'm wearing zero makeup right now. I really try to wear zero makeup when I come to these events. When I wear makeup, I try to do, you know, mineral makeup so it's very light, just so people can really see the difference. A lot of people that are close to me, you know, that I know really well, they've seen me kind of go through that journey. And the oils have just been incredible. I started with Melaleuca to clear up my skin. I actually started incorporating them when Lost and I were chatting, and she kind of introduced me to the power of the oils, and I started using them with my clients first in class. And I mean, it was just amazing. Mary's one of my clients, and we started, I think, using Deep Blue Rub on you and Breathe oil for allergies. Yep, she would have her sneezing attacks in class, and we would do that. I remember that very clearly, like right over here. And you know, it was just amazing. I started seeing the difference, you know, that my clients were having with the oils, and the oils were never anything new to me. My mom always had essential oils growing up. You know, as far as I can remember, my mom would have lavender at the house. You know, she would have, you know, really cute. She was always very into health and wellness. She'd have like our little horoscopes with our orange juice in the morning. You know, it was, yeah. So she was just like, she's an amazing goddess. She really is. And so this was not like this new world for me. Hence why I kind of went towards this industry, right? But I really did notice that when I was using these oils, they were different than the ones that I was just getting at, you know, whatever store, right? And I wanted to understand, you know, why they were different. My clients were coming to me as I was working with them, you know, as a wellness coach and talking about their goals and things like that, and they were getting fast results. And that's when I found out they can really help with things like, you know, not just putting it in your bath to, you know, relax, you know, once a week or something like that. I really learned this is a lifestyle, and you can use it in your skincare. You can use it for hormonal balance. You can use it for back pain and some chronic things. So I started using Melaleuca, started to clear up my skin using their HD Clear line, which we're going to talk about a little bit today since hormones can be linked to our skin. And what I started doing is I started using their phytoestrogen, which I believe, is that over there somewhere? Awesome. So this was something I called corporate, and I asked them, I said, look, you know, here's what's going on. I'm getting some breakouts in my chin area. And just with my skincare background, I knew that if you're breaking out here, or for anyone who's watching online, if you're breaking out here, that's all linked to hormones, okay? So up here, your face is a map, everything's different. And down here on the chin, jawline area is always hormonally based. So you need to know, okay, cool, we want to use the HD Clear line, but there's something hormonal that's going on here that you're gonna really wanna get to the root cause. So just with my background in skincare, I knew that because of what was going on. I started using the HD Clear line, definitely got a difference for sure. But what ended up happening is I started taking their phytoestrogen tablets, which helped to balance your hormones internally. And noticed my skin was just completely clearing up between the two. So I was handling it internally and also topically. So that really just started opening up my eyes even more so to the power of these oils on a deeper level. And then, you know, you kind of fast forward, and I had a baby about 6 months ago. She's almost 7 months old now. And I dealt with some hormonal things then, and again started kind of self-medicating in a good way with the oils, and the results were amazing. So I'm going to go into detail, you know, today on what I did exactly. Okay, but I want you to understand that you can use this for any age, you know, premenopausal, postmenopausal. Okay, so before I go into, you know, the details, I'm just curious, what's kind of attracting people to this event today? You know, what are people dealing with hormonally? Is there anything? I know that kind of puts you on the spot, but does anyone want to kind of volunteer and just stress? Okay.
I need to chill out.
Okay. Love that. We're all stressed. This is a stressful society. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Really though, we live in a very stressful society, and it forces us to kind of, it's almost like if we choose easy, that's kind of my new mantra these days, is if it chooses easy, if you choose easy, you're constantly having social media and all these different things that are almost wanting you to be on, and almost a little bit ADD. So I think a lot of people can actually really relate to that.
Yeah.
Even if people act like they're not stressed, I think everyone has a lot of stress going on right now. You know what I mean? So that's awesome that
Every day.
you're sharing that. Yeah, I love that. And that creates the hormonal things and all of that. What else?
Power surges.
Power surges. So wait, explain.
Well,
Oh, like
it's kind of a, I think, I prefer it to hot flash. It feels more like a power surge.
That's an estrogen type factor. When your body, we produce like 3 types of estrogens, our body does. And especially, you know, after menopause, the body produces more of a not so good type estrogen. So you want to help feed it a better estrogen, which is called estradiol. And if your body's lacking the estradiol, then you'll start getting the power surges.
Wow.
Is there an oil for that?
Sure. And the phytoestrogen, what she has in her hand there, actually helps distribute the bad estrogens, you know, to get rid of them. So, and it starts balancing out your estrogen, and that is an estrogen type situation when you break out.
Right here.
It's a lack of that certain
Which
type
good?
of
The good kind? What's it called?
estradiol.
Estradiol.
So that provides that?
Does that provide it?
No, it actually helps the body to produce
And to balance
more
it.
of that.
So when you get to an age, it quits producing it? Okay.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. And
And then get rid of the one that's accumulating so much
Right.
of the bad.
Right.
It's almost like the cell receptors when they get blocked. Like the oils are cleaning off your cell receptors so your cells can talk to each other and do what they're meant to do again. So the same thing with the estrogen.
It's cleaning up what should not be there and adding more of what should. And they use something, a pomegranate extract, to do that. And when I was working with my clients, I started noticing, and I was just going, it's so interesting. A lot of my clients who they know themselves very well, and they're saying, oh, you know, they either went and saw a specialist or something like that, and they know that they're low in estrogen. A lot of those clients have been very, they're obsessed with this product. They love it. And so I've had a lot of positive feedback from people specifically that seem low in estrogen, just FYI on that. So on the phytoestrogen, you guys, and again, for those that are online, it's spelled PHYTO. So I'm a visual person, so if you are searching it, if you're enrolled, type in phytoestrogen PHY, because if you type in F, you're like, where is it? So just FYI on that. On the back, it'll give you directions. So if you're premenopausal, you're going to take 1 a day. So I was taking 1 a day, obviously. And if you're postmenopausal, they do say 2 a day. So please keep that in mind, because they're very specific about that in order to get results. And we really do want to make sure you're getting results. I did call corporate and just asked them, you know, hey, what if someone's high in estrogen, you know? And I actually called a couple days ago knowing we were going to do this event. And they said, no, it brings your body to an equilibrium. It brings your body into balance, okay? So that's really important. And I liked that because it kind of becomes more of a no-brainer. And then, of course, if you're pre, just take 1 a day. If you're post, just take 2 a day, okay? So that's the phytoestrogen, a way to take something internally every day, and something that they really guide you to. So the other products that we're going to feature, that we're going to start to go into some of the symptoms after. So the way that I kind of, you know, I wanted this to be pretty laid back of an event. That's what I like about these events. They're pretty relaxed and they're pretty spontaneous. You know, even though we can have PowerPoints, I like the goddess circle, and I really enjoy that. But when I was brainstorming yesterday, how I wanted to kind of do this event, I was thinking, well, let's focus on the 4 main products that are specifically for hormones, right? So there's 4 main products from doTERRA. And then let's talk about some of the maybe symptomatic things that happen after the root cause. Okay, so that's really how I wanted to design this. And so obviously product number 1, phytoestrogen. That it's really that easy. The 1 soft gel or the 2 a day. And you can read the back about the pomegranate and all of that. The second product is Clary Sage. So, don't you love Clary Sage?
Oh, I love
Like when we were both pregnant, best friend. Clary Sage, you guys, is awesome. What I like about this too is it does say supplement facts on the back, so you can internalize this. So I'll internalize this if it's that time of the month and I feel like I'm being super moody, or I feel like I'm being, just kind of off my game, or I haven't gotten anxiety in years because I use the oils, but sometimes if it's monthly hormones for me, I'll start to feel kind of a tightness in my chest, and I'll start to feel kind of just this anxious feeling, and it's very odd because I haven't recognized that in a long time, and when I start doing my Clary Sage, I start feeling better. So Clary Sage is a single oil, okay? So what that means is there's nothing else in here but pure Clary Sage. There's, of course, that's what makes doTERRA amazing. They don't put mineral oil in here, they're not diluting it out with anything, but it is not a blend, meaning they're not adding lavender or anything else in here. What you see is what you get. Single oil is always 100% of what it says on the front. So Clary Sage, this will do the same thing that wherever phytoestrogen is, it'll do the same thing, but in an oil form, in the sense that you can put it on topically. So I would suggest you put it on the bottom of your feet. If you're going through something or you're feeling a little off, you can, of course, put it on your wrists and on your upper chakras, so all on like the back of your neck and your shoulder area. You can put it on your temples. You can put it on your third eye, which is right between your brows. Those are just some of my go-to places. I do definitely notice, I was thinking about it, I notice when I put it on the bottom of my feet, the fastest results for sure. Just like most, oils, that's going to enter your bloodstream within 30 seconds, like we were talking about.
Yeah.
And that's going to be really important because you're going to want to feel that instant gratification from the Clary Sage. So topically, you can also internalize it. So when I internalize, I don't even put it in a soft gel. I just make a cup of tea. I throw in like 1 to 3 drops. It's usually like 2. And I just sip my tea and I'm internalizing it that way, okay? You can also put it in a diffuser. So diffusing is really good as well. And I often will mix it with maybe a lavender or a serenity oil, again, to kind of just create a sense of calm in what's going on with me. But I gotta tell you, if I have to choose one, bottom of the feet. That's where I notice the biggest results with hormonal balance with the Clary Sage.
But pregnant women can?
Yes. Pregnant women, do you want to share? Yeah, do you want to share that?
It's recommended to wait though till you are close to having the baby.
Okay.
To stimulate delivery, yes.
Stimulate
It actually
That's what I
supports
thought.
Yes.
the uterus.
Okay.
Yeah, and we both did it towards the end of our pregnancy. How old is Sophia?
She is 10 months.
Yeah, so Sophia's her daughter's a little older than mine, 10 months, and they're little buddies. We have a play date coming up. So Sophia's 10 months, and then Melissa, she'll be 7 months March 4th, which is crazy to think about. But when Dr. Shelley Shutt, who might be watching this, she is one of my builders with doTERRA. She's a chiropractor, and she actually is, she's a chiropractor and also a acupuncturist. And she actually did some acupuncture on me when I was pregnant towards the end. I also saw Carol, who is one of our builders, who's a reflexologist, and they were teaching me, I didn't know this actually, they were teaching me that if you take, so if we have any pregnant viewers or anything like that, take your 4 fingers, and you basically, this little bone right here, if you place your 4 fingers there, you want to put the oils on this pressure point right here to stimulate contractions. And again, we're talking like if you're on your due date, okay, not 6 months before, not,
this baby has 4 weeks left.
Yeah,
ready for it to
Yeah.
Like my due date was July 28th, and I started doing it on July 28th. She was born on August 4th because she's my first baby. They tend to be a little later. So if you just do that, so like your 4 fingers right there, and you place it there, and then of course bottom of the feet. Did you do the red raspberry tea with this?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's something else. Red raspberry leaf tea can help to stimulate contractions and things like that. And you can add this. Remember, just 1 to 3 drops in your tea.
And you're not gonna start,
No.
going into heavy
No.
weight. It supports
Right
the
away.
uterus. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That, and if you mix the Clary Sage with fennel for any pregnant moms, it will also help stimulate a little faster.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's why fennel came into my life, and I didn't know that when I was pregnant. It just sat there on the couch. I never used it.
And she's
a
trying
lot
to
of
tell you.
people,
Yeah, that's interesting.
I
I
don't-
truly.
A lot of people too that apply the Clary Sage, like you said right here, for that time of month, is to balance your
Oh, that's a good
hormones and
idea.
your mood swings.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a little pressure point. And remember, it's the inside, okay, not the outside. So you want to do the
I
inside
remember,
there.
yeah, talking to a
fingers.
couple of them, and they're like, it's that time of month, and you know, she even, and she'll probably know who I'm talking about, but she was working, and she even snuck away, you know, to apply right there during work.
So when you're starting your cycle,
like when you're
use
on
the
it, you just
Clary
notice
Sage.
you have mood swings, and
Yeah.
you're all sorts, yeah.
okay.
So apply the
off.
Clary Sage in that area inside your ankles.
And it's funny how it creeps up on you too. Like where sometimes you don't really feel off right away. You're just like, what do I feel? And all of a sudden you're like, okay. You know, I was telling my husband, I was joking with him because he's like, oh well, I remember. You know, he's like giving me like a hard time, and I was like, hey. And then I was telling him, but it's funny how you almost it's like this part of your body where it's almost like having a baby. You kind of forget, like you sort of forget what it is that you went through, or you forget, you know, what happens, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I feel a little off, and you realize it's hormonal based, and that's when you start doing that. Last thing I want to say about Clary Sage, just notice. It is subtle, so when you're using it, you'll notice a positive difference. But if you just stop using it, again, it'll kind of creep up that sort of negative where you're feeling a little moody or whatever it is. So just be really consistent. Remember, that's the key with the oils. I'll pass it that way. too.
Yeah, consistency.
It's really important to be consistent with the oils. And Alasa, were you going to say something? I know.
I just was curious because we're all women and it's a hormone class.
Yeah.
Who is still on their cycle? Okay. Premenopausal.
Oh, I have to admit now. I'm still on cycle.
Okay. And in menopause? Okay. I'm just completely done. Yeah. Just curious. Okay. Good.
Yeah, way past.
Yeah.
And
So are you
those
feeling good?
and those who are way post, is there anything you want to touch on for hormones today that you want to hear about?
So I stopped at 48 and I never had a hot flash ever.
Oh my gosh.
So that's not an issue. But I'm curious. I mean, hormones is more than just having a hot flash.
Sure.
So this is all new to me, and if I had to say what I'm here for, except for curiosity, would have to be digestive issues.
Okay.
Which could be hormone
Totally.
related,
Absolutely.
You know?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we'll definitely cover that. You know what? And I didn't bring Digestin, but we'll spontaneously mention that for sure. Absolutely. And the Digestin soft gels.
Yeah, and do you want to speak to that?
Well,
I know
yeah,
she
because
just went through that.
actually, when I went to one of these workshops, remember I was telling you earlier about digestive, and I was just probably a year of not having a period, and this all took place.
The digestion.
Yeah, the whole digestion tract got disorganized. So I'm going to say yes, that our hormones have a contributing factor to our digestive system. As to which hormone is it that's not doing what it's supposed to do, I can't really give you that wisdom on that. Progesterone probably is a big factor, but then too much estrogen can also cause some disruption.
because when you were talking about the estrogen pill that you could
The
take
Fido.
one,
Right.
and then two, I thought, well, I don't feel that I have any symptoms, so would I even think about taking that particular product? How would I know? If I should?
Two things. One is if it is indeed the root cause hormones causing the digestive
Yes.
imbalance and disorganization, then yeah, let's try that and mix it with what she's going to talk about for digestion oils. But number two is what's really cool is you can muscle test and ask your body, which do you want me to work on? Do you want me to work on, my hormones? Do you want to work on digestion or both?
Okay.
Yeah, cool. And we can go over that at the end.
Yeah, that's a good point. So possibly both of them for you, for sure. So you guys, the next product that is more hormonal based, so we obviously talked about the phytoestrogen, then the Clary Sage. So this is Clary Calm. So remember how I was saying that Clary Sage is a single oil, meaning that there's just Clary Sage flower in here. Because remember, of course, these are essential oils that come from the flower. So Clary Calm is a blend. So doTERRA, what they do is they create all these beautiful blends, and remember, their blends, they're not diluting it out with mineral oil or anything like that. Very, very high quality. But what they're doing is they're mixing oils for you, so that if you're in your car and you're like, I'm feeling a little off, or you're traveling or whatever it is, you're not pulling out your lavender oil and you're pulling out your Clary Sage. You're like an alchemist in your car in like a Publix parking lot. You got this guy, right? So this does it for you, and it is a blend. So think of the blends that way. This has Clary Sage. I believe it's actually the first ingredient. It is. So Clary Sage, first ingredient, then lavender. Okay, so lavender, sense of calm, calms anxiety, just an overall sense of calm with the body. Lavender's amazing. bergamot in here, which is another oil I brought to feature. Bergamot helps with courage and self-confidence, because we all know that when we're feeling hormonally off, you kind of feel you just sort of feel off. You're not feeling like your best self. So bergamot's gonna be really good for that. Roman chamomile, cedarwood, very, very grounding. Cedarwood's one of my faves. Ylang ylang, that's good for it's good for sensuality, it's good for relationships, but it's also just going to be really good, you know, in this blend as well. Geranium, fennel, yeah, girl.
Digestion.
Fennel, and then carrot seed. I thought that was interesting. Carrot seed, and then palmarosa, and then vitex. And to be honest, I don't know a lot about palmarosa.
Or vitex.
Yeah. So those are two a little bit newer to me. So just keep in mind, this guy is great. I will have to keep this in my purse, in my little, you know, cosmetic bag thing in here, or I'll just have it really easy at the house. There's a couple different blends. So I'll pass this around. What I do like about this is they're very specific on the directions. They tell you to rub this on your abdomen in a circular motion, or I might just naturally do it in a circular motion because of digestive stuff. So when you're looking down, if you're looking down at your belly, go left to right. That helps to with proper digestion, just so you know. So just kind of massage it and relax your belly. Don't like hold your belly in, loosen your belly, kind of let yourself massage your organs. Really though, I do it with my little girl all the time, and it's really helpful. So kind of do that. Bottom of the feet, of course, and then they do guide you for the back of your neck and also your upper chest area. Okay, so it has directions on the back. So I'll pass that way.
I have someone that uses these for the power
I'm
surges.
gonna try it.
Oh, yeah?
She does it on the back of her neck.
Yeah, do a demonstration, Mary.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
good.
On the belly, or I don't have
No.
digestive.
Yeah, maybe you can do chest or back of the neck.
I know you always
Yeah.
taught us to do wrists, not hands,
Yeah.
right?
Good job, Mary. Yeah, because if you're dealing with peppermint, you don't want to be like rubbing your eyes and, you know,
Yes.
giving your eyes to your class. That'd be awful.
Yes. Can I put some on the bottom of
Oh, yeah, you can absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
your
Oh, she
pores are the biggest on the bottom of your feet than anywhere else on your body, right?
Yes. So the oils enter your bloodstream
So they-
in 30 seconds.
So they get into your bloodstream very quickly. Yes, thank you. Thank you for letting me use all
Of
your
course.
oils.
There's plenty in them.
Well, I don't
I just
have
got that
this. I'm gonna
recently.
get some.
Clary Calm, it's a good one. I use
Because
that
I
a
like
lot.
Clary Sage a lot.
Yeah, and I loved Clary Calm when I was pregnant. That was a nice, easy go-to. So that's Clary Calm. Elasa, do you want to add anything to Clary Calm or Kay or Camilla? Anyone?
For me, I can't stand the smell of it. So, but again, if there's a rule of if you can't, you probably need it.
Yeah.
So if for me, when I use that, I put it on the bottom of my feet so I don't have to smell it.
There you
It's just
go.
something in it that
But you put it in your hand first?
that, or you can use the roll on if you're specifically using that one for your feet, which I pretty much do. Yeah.
That's right. It's a roll-on, so you don't have to do that.
It's true. Yeah, it's either way. Yeah, I still kind of do that.
But a lot of people love it. I'm also doing the phytoestrogen to help
And it's funny
with
how your body
premenopause.
shifts too. Chris talked about that at the last event, and
Some
Elasa
oils
was
that
there.
I did not like the smell of it.
No,
Now I
Luca,
love
you
it.
guys. Oh,
It's
I thought
crazy.
no. Luca was like, oh my
Oh, I
gosh, and
love
now I'm
it.
like, oh, it's really cool. Well, now I use their HD Clear line, but it has it in there. But yeah, it's funny how your body. Chris talked about that at our last 101 event. Your body shifts based on where you're at, and you know your chemistry and all of that. So it's
And
very
it's
cool.
like it's like a child. You go to change their environment or change something about it. And they're like, wait, I just got used to this. And as our inner child gets used to an imbalance, we tighten up around it. And so when our body knows, hey, you're going to change something on me, or that inner child, I'm like, no. But then you use it, and then you start to balance out. And like, I had that for geranium. I couldn't stand it also, but now I
It's the
love
same
it.
way. That's
So like,
Yeah.
you'll find after you use it for a bit, you balance out, and then you end up liking it because your body changes.
So I know we talked about the physical components of the body change and hormonal changes,
Yeah.
but I'd like to address just the personal, the emotional component of it, because, you know, after I had my child, I actually suffered from postpartum depression very, very badly. So I know for me, regulating hormones is very important because it will throw you off on so many levels. And so I actually prefer the Clary Calm. I love the Clary Sage, and I have it definitely to have. But this, because it's a combination of the different oils that are primarily for hormones, I think it just gives me that extra, like with the geranium, you know, instead of having all these different things to make my own, I'll have it everything I need in here, and I feel it instantaneously. And for me, it's the emotional component. I feel, like you said, calm.
Yeah.
I lose the anxiousness. And I work with the public, and I sometimes get anxious around working with the public, which is so ironic because I'm a people person, but that time of month I go inward, I get very introverted, and just my emotional state is definitely triggered. And I know I have my hormones are telling me I need a little bit more balance. So, and not only does it help the emotional, but it helps my sleep patterns. It helps me choose better diet. So it's like it's like a domino effect. It doesn't just help the emotional, it helps everything else in my life.
That's awesome.
Make better choices.
And that makes so much sense too, because emotions are the root cause to a lot of things, which as you get deeper in the oils, that's why I just saw, Lost has this awesome emotions book, and there's the emotions app, which I highly encourage you guys to download.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, hi.
How are you? You look
Good.
great.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry for late.
No worries. And we're doing a Facebook Live event. You guys, perfect. So right here. Come join us.
So, Clary, or that Clary Calm is called the monthly blend, and it's the oil in the emotions book, the oil of vulnerability. So it encourages warmth in relationships, stabilizes emotional imbalances, and fosters emotional intimacy. It's a perfect blend for supporting pregnancy and child delivery as well. It strengthens the mother-child bond. This blend assists women in accepting their maternal instincts and nurturing qualities. So again, it helps with anyone who's vulnerable or feeling guarded, closed, dread of the menstruations. So this is a fun.
That makes sense, because then I want to take care of myself more during that time. I'll apply the oils, and I'm like, I know what I need to do. Like, I need some hot tea, I need a nap, so I do my own internal mothering.
Yes.
With this
totally
oil.
Cool.
That's part.
So it's fun if you do get into these, like we are. This book helps you go to the next level of, okay, why am I so attracted to myrrh? Because it's the oil of the Earth Mother,
interesting.
etc.
It's an immortelle. So that book, you guys, is phenomenal, and you can get this book that Alas is mentioning on aromatools.com. It's spelled just how it sounds, aromatools.com. So aromatools.com is a website great for those of us who do this as a business, who are builders, because remember there's 3 pathways to doTERRA: user, sharer, and builder. And a lot of people are sharers because they fall in love with the oils, and you share naturally with people, when you love something, right? And so a lot of us that start doing this as sharers or even builders, we dig into the depth, right? Because we want to teach you guys. That's really our goal. We want to learn ourselves. So this book is phenomenal. They have great tools on there, books. The Modern Essentials book is on there. But if you're somebody like me who is on the go, I'm a busy new mommy, all of that, I really love, there's an app, and it's called Emotions, I believe it's Essential Emotions Reference. And it is $9.99. But it's a one-time fee, okay? So Essential Emotions Reference. And it is worth every penny because you can look up any emotion. So when I work with my clients doing a wellness consult, I just worked with somebody recently, and we were talking about divorce. Of course, I'm not going to share names or anything like that, but basically we looked up abandoned, we looked up, a lot of different emotions that came up, and of course, Bergamot came up, and all these different things, right? So you'll notice this consistency as you get deeper in the oils, and as you learn on a deeper level, and it's really fun, and it's fun to assist yourself, your family, and expand it to your friends, your family, your community, right? So I highly encourage that app, and whatever's popped up on mine, also you can keep it. I think it's just a calendar reminder, but we can just let it be.
Yeah.
Or slide it up or whatever. Thanks, love. Oh. That's why I was like, oh, it's fine. Or maybe go back to the camera.
You want to do it because I don't know your phone.
Let's see.
Because you.
I love it because you're like, I
you
get
can
it.
do a part 2 if it is.
There you go. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, do part 2. Go. It'll make it easy to upload.
That's actually a really good idea. Love you, girls. Thank you. See?
No wrong turn.
Anyway.
Just go right or left.
I know,
Maybe straight.
really.
I don't know.
Anyway, so keep that in mind, you guys. So now, the last one I want to make sure that we do cover. So I said there's 4 main products for hormones, right? The root cause. So we talked about phytoestrogen, we talked about Clary Sage, and then Clary Calm. The last one I'm going to have, I believe it's Alasa's going to go over, isn't it the bone?
Yes, actually Kay's going to
Kay's gonna
talk
go
about
over
it.
it.
Yeah, I don't have the bottle on it, but it's bone nutrient. Is supplying the body with magnesium and vitamin D. Are y'all familiar with those? And we know how important it is for the body to be furnished with the magnesium and the D2 and D3.
Why?
Because as we go through life and we start changing our patterns. You know, the body stops producing, you know, certain, which vitamin D3 is a hormone, and can affect our bones. So weight training and yoga is good for the muscles, but we also have to address our bones. And you know, as we go on with life, if you get into your 70s or 80 years old, you want to make sure that your bones are fed the calcium, the magnesium, which we can get from our foods, but you'd probably have to be eating a lot of this or that in order to get what the body is required to have. So it's always recommended to start supplementing your diet with supplements to get these, you know, to get it into your system for the bones. So they, this bone nutrient is a very good complex that you can furnish your body with.
And what else is in it?
It includes bioavailable forms of natural nutrients that include vitamin C, D, calcium, magnesium, and other trace minerals that support healthy bone and density as the woman ages.
And magnesium specifically, can you talk more about that? Why this is helping me with my hand cramps with the magnesium?
Geez, you know.
Just because it's lacking, so this is, you're supplementing with that magnesium to help. If anyone ever experienced cramping.
Magnesium is also good for your sleep patterns as well.
Okay.
Muscle.
Yeah.
Muscle,
Headaches.
you know.
I take it after I run for cramps.
Yeah.
And then eat a banana.
Yeah.
Seems to help.
Right. Good.
And when you incorporate the magnesium and the vitamin D together, it helps absorb the calcium into your system. That's why it's not good to just take calcium by itself.
Right.
Because it actually can calcify on, you can get bone spurs and different side effects with just over calcium. So the vitamin D and the magnesium helps absorb it into the into the bones
Cool.
more proficiently. That's why they combo that a lot.
Awesome. And actually, doTERRA is smart to actually sell those together with a woman's pack. You get the bone nutrients and the phytoestrogen. I just ran out of the bone nutrients, but I'm just starting it, so I don't really fully understand how it's helping. But thank you. Glad to hear
Which
that.
is good. You know, I don't know about anybody having a bone density test. If you've all have, yeah. When I first had one done, she's like, "Oh, your bone density is gone." I'm like, "What's you know?" But you know, they never explained to you how did that happen? You know. So yeah, now I know that I should supplement my diet to make sure that I keep my densities. You know.
Yeah, and one thing I want to show that she was just saying, you said magnesium helps with that, right? This constipation. So because we talked about symptoms and things like that, right? So she was just saying magnesium helps with if you are a little constipated. So remember, with hormones, sometimes it can cause digestive issues like we were just talking about. And if that's a symptom that you have, even the bone density could assist probably with that as well. So even though it's kind of, we're over here like being like he, it's actually like, hey, if there's somebody out there who's having constipation or some digestive issues, that bone density could really assist with keeping your body in balance. So just to keep us on track, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and start to go into more the symptoms that people sometimes deal with. So we'll make sure that we do also add on that impromptu of the digestion for sure, because I think a lot of people will relate to that. So basically, we talked about phytoestrogen, we talked about the Clary Sage, we talked about the Clary Calm, and then the remind me the name of it. Is it bone density?
Bone density.
Bone density.
No, bone complex.
Bone complex. Okay.
Bone nutrient lifetime complex.
Okay. Long name. Okay. Bone nutrient lifetime complex. Okay. We'll call it bone complex. So some of the symptoms, circling back to kind of my personal testimony and what I first started with my journey with the hormones is, of course, I was thinking symptom, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm breaking out. So what can I use? What can I use? And I was using the Melaleuca, which was working. I started using their HD Clear roller ball, which I'm happy to pass around. I literally go through one of these babies a month, along with their Immortelle, which I did not bring today. That's we call it kind of like the Botox in a bottle, but it's an anti-aging blend. I go through one of those a month. They're both phenomenal. This, basically everyone I know has this and has the Immortelle because it's just, they work. They're amazing. And so if you are somebody who is very breakout prone, one of our other builders, Chris, and I have always related on this because we're both breakout prone, and she and I use these religiously. If you're somebody, like a lot of clients who just tell me in our wellness consults, hey, I just get like a monthly breakout, whatever, this is going to work for you no matter what. So you can put it as a spot treatment, really easy, or you can put it all over the face, avoiding the eye area, of course, and it has melaleuca in there. It's a beautiful blend, and you can put this all over your entire face to also prevent. So I wanted to share that, especially for those random spot treatments, or if you're getting the hormonal breakouts down here, this can be really good for balancing the sebum glands, and which is the oil glands, on your face. So I'll go ahead and I'll pass it around this way, you guys. You can just smell it. There's probably very limited in there. I just ran out of it, and then I have another one at the house, always. So the other thing I wanted to feature, and this was something, I think I mentioned it briefly in a recent event with Carmela and Elasa, but honestly, a lot of my other close friends and people with doTERRA have not heard this story yet, and it's something that really made me feel passionate about sharing the hormonal balance with you guys. Basically what it is after I had our little girl, Melissa, and like I said, she's now 6 months, going on 7 months, I started noticing hair loss, and not just like a little bit of hair loss, like, oh yeah, like dramatic hair loss. And it was very weird, and it really, really caught me off guard. It was actually very emotional because, of course, my hormones were out of whack after having a baby, and my estrogen had plummeted. And basically, what happened is, my whole life I've actually always kind of a very low maintenance on my hair. I don't really, if I'm going out to dinner, I might do it, but overall, I just let it air dry and do its thing. And I was noticing this dryness. I was noticing it was so frail on the ends. The girl who does my hair, she literally noticed that my hair's always been long, blonde, and thick, very, very thick, just like my mom's. And she was doing my hair, and her name's Carly, and she was like, oh my gosh, Heather, I always do 3 thick sections. She's like, I'm doing 2 sections of your hair. Like, you literally lost 1/3 of your hair. I almost brought a baggie of hair. I'm not joking. I literally still have it because I was going to go to the doctor. And Carly, my hair girl, said, save that, put it in a baggie. And my husband's always like, what in the world is this? It's like a baggie. I'm going to throw it away now. But I kept it because I was going to go to the doctor because I was so concerned there was something wrong with me. What ended up happening is I started going, okay, take a step back, Heather. Treat yourself like you would your clients, right? What would you do if your client came to you and said they were having hair loss? And I kind of recentered a little bit. I went to my Modern Essentials app. That is the other app I would highly recommend. And I literally looked up hair loss, okay? And as I look it up, it has a little description, it has the oils, and it says right there, hair loss is often due to plummeting estrogen levels. Duh, I just had a baby, 3 months earlier. So it recommended, I think like 6 different oils, and I just, didn't want to try all 6, so I intuitively went towards the 3 that they recommended. Clary Sage for hormonal balance, okay? Rosemary, which increases hair growth. This can be good for if anybody has a partner who maybe is more prone to like thinning hair or even going bald. Rosemary can be very good. And then lavender, it also recommends with rosemary for hair growth, okay? So I have literally didn't go to a doctor. I called my OBGYN, like this is all totally true story. It was the most craziest, it was a couple months of just craziness in my life, and I was calling my OBGYN going, what's wrong? Like, they were like, you need to go to an endocrinologist and all this stuff. Didn't do any of that. Looked this up every single night religiously. Still to this day, I put Clary Sage, rosemary, and lavender on the bottom of my feet. I also am using I was not using this before, their root to tip serum every single time I shower, and I literally rub it, and I can show you guys after the event. You will see I'm getting all these new little sprouts of hairs. This little balding area I started getting, it's now growing back.
Yeah.
Swear by this baby. And I started using their shampoo and conditioner kind of alternating because I have another shampoo that I really like that just helps with keeping that blonde color that I like. I'm a natural blonde, but it keeps it the right tone. And so I alternate them, and you guys, it's been magic. I never paid for an endocrinologist, all this expensive stuff. Never did, what was it? My hair girl was recommended Nioxin, which she actually bought for me, and love her to pieces. I was so grateful, but I really didn't want to not use something that was not natural. And I kind of re-amazed myself of the power of these oils. I knew that they worked, but this was a very emotional time, and I saw this result from this. So I just want you to hear that if you ever struggle with that, because I have heard a lot of my clients who struggle with hair loss during times of stress, and hopefully my story will help that person if they hear this, it speaks to them.
So you didn't put any on your scalp, just on your feet?
I actually, one thing I did not share, I did add the rosemary and lavender to my shampoo. I did add those actually. I did that nioxin stuff. I probably did that maybe 1 or 2 times, and I can't really explain it. It just felt wrong. We do like all natural in our household, and I couldn't bring myself to do it. And that's when I ordered this from doTERRA. I already had rosemary and lavender, and then I ordered their little shampoo and conditioner, little packets at first.
Yeah. I used the serum after I washed my hair, and I actually put the rosemary in the oil. And I also put peppermint. I didn't know about the lavender.
Yeah.
But I heard of peppermint stimulating the scalp, So I would add those 2 oils into that serum and rub it, and then kind of just put some on my fingertips and rub it through the scalp.
That's a good idea.
And then the rest I would just, put on my hair.
Doesn't it feel amazing, Lawson?
That stuff, the root to tip serum,
I know.
Well, there's peppermint in there too, and so you're like, oh.
Yeah, because peppermint is like a stimulant. It opens up the follicles.
Exactly.
So that rosemary can go in.
That's exactly.
Well, I have a DIY too, because I don't like to wash my hair all the time, so I created a dry shampoo with arrowroot, rosemary and lavender. I actually put it in the arrowroot. I don't know if you're familiar with arrowroot, but it almost looks like a cornstarch, very, very light, and it's not like baby powder, which can sometimes get cakey, especially if you're using it in your roots. So I just started doing that, and I've noticed my hair is getting thick. I mean, I already have thick hair, but I'm like, wow.
That's a great
So it's a dry shampoo?
It's a dry shampoo with just arrowroot, rosemary, and lavender. It smells good, and you don't have to wash your
and you're
hair.
helping hair growth.
Yeah.
We should do a do-it-yourself video on that.
please.
Truly, that's awesome.
It's so simple, and it smells good. You get a little shaker bottle, like a little salt pepper shaker bottle, and just kind of.
Like we do
Get it in
carpet with
there.
baking soda.
Yeah, that's exactly. But I do it with my
I'm
hair.
gonna try that.
I really know, me too, because I use actually baby powder. That's what I've done in the past, and I did like the Honest brand, but then they had a recall recently. So not that
And it gets cakey.
don't want to just another
So
brand.
arrowroot is actually and you can get it at Whole Foods. It's organic, and it's just a better product for.
Remind me, I'm gonna write that down. How to spell it after class? That's awesome.
I'm sorry, what were the other 2 you add to it?
Rosemary and lavender, the same that she uses on the bottom of her feet. But I just put it actually right in there, and it absorbs in the powder, and it smells really good. So, if you don't wash your hair for a couple days, it kind of takes that smell away, and it doesn't have the oil.
I am completely hooked on dry shampoos.
Me too.
I buy the ones that over the counter.
I've never heard of that.
It's terrible. I know.
Oh, yeah.
This is
great.
great.
There's so many different
And you're
ones now.
inhaling it too, like when you're spraying it. So I started doing baby powder, but that's way better than baby powder.
Get a makeup brush and just kind of you can brush it.
And she gave it back to me. So
I
I
tried
don't
this.
know.
Shaking it.
Because
Yeah.
you might already
Oh,
see
it's
it.
already been around the room. Rosemary. Cool.
We should seriously do that. Do like a video. That'd be fun. So
Because
you're
I was just gonna say, because we're talking about those 2 oils. Every time I get a new tube of mascara, I put a drop of each of rosemary and lavender. For my
it grows your lashes.
Wow.
Where?
And
The
you can
mascara
find-
brush?
You just like literally put it in the mascara.
stuff?
Oh, it's awesome. It works awesome. And my mom, it's funny. I actually text
And
that
you
to
can
my
do your
mom sister.
eyebrows.
And it doesn't irritate your
No.
eyes?
And it smells awesome. It smells like, rosemary and lavender. Yeah. Just put a drop in there and
Not
you're
that
good to
I
go.
use it,
And
but maybe I'll start.
personally, just FYI, if you use Bare Essentials, I used to work for Bare Essentials Cosmetics before I went to a little bit deeper of the world of skincare. And theirs is all natural, so just a little call out to Bare Essentials.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's awesome. And because remember, what you're putting on your body gets all absorbed. So let's move on to, I love that you brought up postpartum depression, because that's something I wanted to bring up today, so it's so awesome you brought that up. And I wanted to feature Bergamot with Citrus Bliss, okay? So when I was pregnant, I was really fearful. It was my first baby, and Melissa's our first little one. I was like, oh my God, what if I got postpartum? I was very nervous about it. You don't really hear a lot about it, but you hear how scary it is. And I appreciate you sharing that, because I know I have some actually close friends who struggled with that, and it was very, very challenging. And it was a fear, and I know you and I talked about it.
Yeah, I got it.
So I looked up some things while we were pregnant, and Citrus Bliss came up to prevent postpartum depression. It is called the Invigorating Blend. If you have smelled the oils before, it's the one that smells like a creamsicle. Okay, so it's one that's kind of like a citrus vanilla one. It's wonderful. And really good for lifting the mood, and even if you're not pregnant or anything like that, it's going to be great for hormonal balance to just kind of lift your mood overall. So I'll pass this one around. It is wonderful. Remember, wrists, back of the neck, bottom of the feet, wherever. But I diffused this one. This was actually one that I wore, but even more so diffused after we had our little girl. And you know, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to sit here and claim like, oh, this was the reason. But I did definitely try to do more of a preventative measure. And there were a lot of testimonies online that recommended this for after you have your baby. So I wanted to share that with you guys, mixed with bergamot. Remember I mentioned bergamot earlier, that is actually already in your Clary Calm. So remember, this is your old trusty, easy for hormonal balance, because it has everything in there you need, Clary Sage and bergamot. But the bergamot is good for self-confidence, okay? So anytime, if you are feeling a little off, you're like, whoa, I'm feeling like I'm really introverted because I'm feeling hormonal or whatever, bergamot will kind of assist you with being a little bit more extroverted and a little bit more balanced and kind of owning that self-confidence that our hormones can kind of throw off a little bit.
Yeah, and
right?
bergamot is also known as like the if you want to label, antidepressant type oil. So,
with frankincense.
and if you're in the funk, bergamot is the and the frankincense.
And you know, if you wouldn't be proactive, like I know when I'm ovulating and I know when I'm getting ready to start, there's that 2-week window period where I know my body tells me when it's coming on. I'm really proactive. I'll use it even before I start feeling symptomatic, just because I know the symptoms are coming because I'm prone to it. So I just kind of like when I kind of feel like the shift or I know I'm ovulating, I'm like, right on my belly, and I notice I don't have the side effects of the cramping as much monthly, because I know that you remember what that used to be like, right? The cramps are awful, and I don't, knock on wood, experience that anymore. I don't have that debilitating.
I was going to mention that because for the younger ones that are still doing the bad cramping and stuff, the Clary Calm rubbed on your abdomen helps.
It makes a world of difference. Because especially if you're sitting on your feet for long periods, sometimes you get that lower back pain when you're on your period. So actually, just another side note, eucalyptus with white fur on the back.
Oh, interesting.
For that time of month, for specifically on the back. I don't know.
Cool.
Helps me with that.
Eucalyptus plus white fur.
Plus white fur.
Okay,
yes.
cool. That's a great suggestion.
Yeah, it's kind of an
because
interesting.
I've always done deep blue rub, which is like old trusty. But you know, that's awesome.
Well,
I love
sometimes
that.
I love the deep blue, but because I work in a restaurant, it's a very pungent smell.
It's strong.
And I don't want to overwhelm people while they're trying to eat their food with the
No, that's a good point.
you know.
Well, and it has it also has
well,
peppermint.
though.
You know, there's peppermint in it, and peppermint's a natural appetite suppressant. So as you're selling food or and you're like, I'm not hungry. You're like, you are. I promise. Oh, I love this book. This is awesome. I'm going to pass this around. So you guys remember I just mentioned the Modern Essentials app. So remember those 2 apps. Modern Essentials app, that's where I looked up hair loss. Think of the Modern Essentials app as you can look up any ailment, physical, mental, social, spiritual, emotional, okay? And then there's this book. The book's $25. You can get it off of aromatools.com. The app you just get in your app store. If you get one, choose the app. You always have your phone on you. And it's only $6.99, and that's a one-time fee for the app. And then that emotion, I always forget the name of it, Essential Emotions Reference is the other app that I mentioned. And then we had that emotions book over here, which is also found on Hormonal. So I'm just sharing that because those are things that I go to on a daily basis for clients, for family, things like that. So I'd like to empower you guys to look things up. Last but not least, we're going to go into the digestive question and also, with peppermint. So remember how we talked about single oils and blends? So peppermint is going to be a single oil. So this is going to be really good for hot flashes that have come up a lot today. This is going to be good. You can mix it with, in a little spray bottle, just like you're passing around and spray your face. You can put this on topically on your wrist, the bottom of your feet, all the usual places. It's naturally an appetite suppressant. So if it's that time of the month or you're just hormonal and you're craving carbs and all of that, this will suppress your appetite. So peppermint is very powerful for the appetite, very powerful for those hot flashes. Digest Zen is a blend, okay? So Digest Zen has peppermint in it, okay? But it also has licorice root and other oils that helps to basically enhance proper digestive tract. And they have Digest Zen soft gels. That's what I was going to recommend for you. You actually just take the soft gel, and I believe they recommend like 20 minutes before your meal if you're prone to acid reflux or anything like that. And I would highly recommend you look into the Digest Zen soft gels to internalize, and the Digest Zen oil, which you can rub on your stomach in that circular motion, and also the bottom of your feet. So, do you want to share anything about Digest Zen or peppermint? I think that's the basics.
2 staples in my home, that's for sure.
Totally.
Yeah, Digest Zen is going to be amazing for any digestive issues. Whether you get the nausea or the
cramps.
The cramps or the acid reflux or heart, anything like that. So
Instead of going to Tums, you go to Digest That.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's instant.
It
That's
also
so
helps
true.
with menstrual cramps because I was using that for a couple of days and I was like, oh, I like this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It really
Peppermint.
digest.
Digest
Oh
that.
yeah,
Cramps,
digest
cramps.
and peppermint.
does. Yeah, and peppermint, exactly.
And you lose
Peppermint
weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're suppressing your appetite. It's true. And so, yeah, those are the go-to for sure. And that about sums up today's event, you guys. So basically, those 4 main, just because I always like to review, because it's obviously a lot of content. So the 4 main, really doTERRA products, and remember they're 100% natural for hormonal balance, is going to be your phytoestrogen soft gels, right? So 1 if you're premenopausal, 2 if you're postmenopausal, and it'll balance your hormones no matter where you're at. Number 2 is that Clary Sage, amazing, bottom of the feet and topically, but you can use this internal, topical, aromatically in the diffuser. The Clary Calm, which we were saying is kind of old trusty because it mixes everything. If you just want one product, you're like, look, I'm a little tight on money this month and I just want one product, do the Clary Calm because it's kind of mixing a lot in one. And then we have the bone density one that we talked about, and then of course some of the symptomatic things that you're talking about. So are there any specific questions, just about things that we didn't cover?
Would the bottle tell you that you can take it internally?
Yeah,
It
so
would say it on there.
yeah, so the
Okay.
way that you know that, let me see if I have a blend here. Okay, so if it's a single oil, so it'll say supplement facts on the back, so it's really easy, and I do love this about doTERRA, they make it super easy. If it says supplement facts, you know you're good to go to ingest it. If it does not, like this one does not because it's a blend, then you know that you don't want to ingest it. So basically, if it says supplement facts, you can do topically, aromatically, and ingest, okay? And the other one is just topical aromatic.
And it gives instructions, 1 drop to 4 ounces.
Okay.
And they're very potent, so you don't need a lot,
Yeah.
right?
That's true.
As well as, I would say I always give people a good rule of thumb if you're in the woods and you don't have a book or anything, 50 pounds, 1 drop is pretty safe. Every 50 pounds, 1 drop.
50 pounds like body weight.
Yes.
Their body weight, that's good.
Also to know that they have, starting this year, called source2u.com. doTERRA has created for their, the bottom of each bottle, there's a lot number. You can type in the lot number to see what testings it went through and what reads that each test had, shown, so that you know that indeed what you're getting is pure and it says what it is in there. So it's really cool that we actually have something we can see all the tests that were done on each bottle. So that's really fun.
Yeah, especially because doTERRA prides themselves on their third-party testing and their rigorous testing. And remember, that's what makes it different. Is and I know we have some new people here too, and we'll go over this when you come to the actual Essential Oil 101 event, because we go into a lot more of the basics. Remember, this is more of an in-depth continuing education event, and we'll film that as well. But for people that are online, but basically, the oils are indigenous. So the lavender is from France, right? The lemon oil is from Italy. So it's not like we're growing lavender in our backyard here in Florida, where it would not thrive because of the humidity and it would not be as potent. We're going to where it naturally is grown, on the earth, where we're not messing with it. Us humans are not messing with nature. It's where it's the most potent. So that's really, really important why these are therapeutic grade. In addition to, we don't dilute them out, right? So there's no dilution. What you see is what you get, and it's very potent. That's why also saying less is more. 1 to 3 drops soften all you need on your body. So, awesome, guys.
So why do you have to go to aromatools.com to get books? Why wouldn't doTERRA just provide you with all these things?
It's a
FDA.
third party. It's FDA, and it's also a third party. So
Oh.
actually, what I really like about that is, because that's a really good question, because you're like, choose easy, right?
Right.
But actually, what I like about it is Aromatools is a third party. They're not mydoterra.com. And so what it is it'll actually say in there, like for example, it'll say, this says Citrus Bliss Invigorating Blend, right? On the Aromatools site and on their books, it may say Invigorating Blend because they're just saying more generics here. They're not like pointing you to doTERRA. And I think that's so cool. They're letting you be the expert, or you do your own homework of what high quality oils do I want, and doTERRA is the way to go. So that's a great question, and the apps are the same way, by the way.
But because like the modern essentials actually list ailments, because of FDA regulations, they
We can't link them.
They can't link it to a specific company,
Yeah.
because then you get into the gray area of, mentioning that they help with things.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, and that's our job, is to connect the dots for you guys. Can basically communicate that clearly, but obviously be FDA compliant because we want to be good with that. So
Yeah, and another place that I get, because I'm an Amazon Prime woman,
yes.
Amazon Prime has some really good discounts. Yeah.
Oh, on
Even for
books.
rolls and
Yeah.
stuff
Oh,
like that, if you
for
want to start
books.
doing your
For
own
books,
blends.
everything.
Because that's the fun thing about these is once you start getting into them and the information they give you is this oil does this with this with this.
Yeah.
There's actually kind of a little structure to what oils go in at what time first. But I actually have my own blends that I create, knowing what these oils do. I'll use, you know, like lavender and frankincense, and I put like serenity on it because that's what I know I'm working in. It's a very high, you know, stress. I just do my frankincense because I know how it's affecting me, and then I just fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil because it makes it spread over the skin a little bit longer, and it actually helps me conserve my oils. Because frankincense is $70.
Yeah.
But if,
buy
you know,
those rollerballs on
I get them on
Amazon.
Amazon now. Yeah, I got a 24 for $15.99.
Yeah.
I
Very
wouldn't recommend
affordable.
buying the doTERRA products on Amazon though.
No,
Because you don't know what you're gonna get.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
a great
good.
call. You know what? Let's just really quick share that. So I actually called corporate about this. Yeah, it's actually, yeah, you want to make sure that you are getting doTERRA products directly from doTERRA. You're obviously at 25% off, so there's no reason you wouldn't. But really important, I actually talked to a few different people at corporate. They cannot stand behind or guarantee what's in those bottles.
That's right.
They just, I mean, for safety reasons, and if you're ingesting them, so, you know, please listen to that. That's directly from corporate. And that's why our intention is to obviously have you enrolled. It's so easy. If you're not already enrolled, we can do that. It's very easy to do. And you get 25% off all products for a year. So thank you for bringing that up, because, you know, we want to make sure you're
A lot
good.
of people,
Well,
I've
you're
heard a lot
getting
of
a lot of
people
extra.
that it's really easy to buy those caps and seal them yourself, and they can fill it with
Anything.
coconut
Water,
oil or
whatever they
anything,
want,
you know, to
Yep.
make them, you know, last.
I know we've pointed out the apps that you can get these too on apps for your phone, but if you're not an app person, I really strongly recommend you get the Modern Essentials book. Again, you can get it on Amazon. It's just your best reference. I mean, it has every health concern known to man. It gives clear instructions. It is awesome. So
And
highly
thank you for
recommend
mentioning
this
Amazon,
book.
by the way. It's so funny.
New or
I'm
used?
so
New or used. I got them for
That's
$5
fabulous.
sometimes.
Yeah, we need to start telling that at more events, because I'm a Prime member too, and I always just go to Aroma Tools. So that's just, it's easy too, because everyone does Amazon.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful. Thank you for that. All right, guys. Well, that's our event for today. So I'm just curious, who is enrolled that's here? Is there? Because I know we have one person who's not. Are you guys all enrolled?
No.
Oh, you're not. Oh, so you're all brand new. You're newbies.
No, I'm enrolled.
Oh, you're enrolled, but you two are not?
No.
Okay, so just so that you guys do know, we have flyers up front here for our every single month, and we do multiple events. So we're going to want to make sure that when you do enroll, you're a part of our Share Terra Facebook page. That's where we're doing this live video right now. So people that cannot make these events, they can be watching it right now live, and they can, you know, do a little thumbs up or ask questions, and we'll get to those questions later if we didn't get to them already. So just know when you enroll, we add you to that group. It's an awesome community. You're seeing faces of people who post, you know, right here. But in the front here, I have two flyers. One is our next Essential Oil 101 event, which is definitely for those who like have not enrolled yet, because it's going to go into the basics. Where this is a lot more in depth that you're, you know, learning today. That's always the second Saturday of every month, and it's at Pure Yoga and Fitness, and that is 1 to 3 p.m. So just FYI, you can grab that flyer. Definitely encourage you to be there since you practice there. And then let's see here, that we always do a fourth Saturday event. That's this event, which is our continuing education. This is our Goddess Circle, obviously, and this is more in depth. So once you guys are enrolled, we obviously go a little bit more. So next month is Kay, who she's just briefly walked away, but Kay's going to talk about a spring cleanse, so how to cleanse your body naturally with oils, using essential oils, of course, doTERRA's, herbs, and basically everything under the sun from is going to help to brighten your skin, digestive health, energy levels, all of that. So Kay will be featured next month.
Awesome.
Thanks so much,
Thank
guys.
you.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you. Awesome. I love these events.